Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day out there. Hope everyone is doing well. Glad to have y'all here. Let's go ahead and see who we got so far. We got ourselves, let's see, Marduk, we have Crystal, we have Brian, we have, let's see here, Tom, we have Indiana, and we have Texas. What's up guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Well, I tell you who's not doing well, and that's Beryl. Beryl is now a tropical storm, no longer a hurricane, but unfortunately, down in time, this thing is supposed to become a hurricane yet again out there just before it impacts, like, Texas. Now, it does seem like whenever it comes to it, you know, like I said, whenever it comes to it, this thing will become a hurricane overall once again. So that is something that we're going to need to be watching out there for. Over the next several days overall. So currently, Beryl has just went over the Yucatan Peninsula. Currently, let's go ahead and hop over here to, actually, we'll go ahead and narrow down that satellite a little bit here. So it is currently going over the Yucatan Peninsula right now, as you can tell. There's a center out there, you know, kind of on that northern side of the Yucatan overall. And so this thing is expected to downgrade to right around a, like I said, kind of a mid-level tropical storm, mid-upper level here. Sustained winds of 65 miles an hour with gusts getting up to around 75 overall is expected. But then, of course, you know, we work our way further down in time, and as we approach out there for the 6th, which is tomorrow evening, the storm is set to be kind of a, like I said, set to kind of be a upper level tropical storm here, just shy of a hurricane strength. And as we get our way into the morning of the 7th, that is whenever the storm is actually forecasted to transition from a tropical storm back into a hurricane here for the, like I said, for the morning of the 7th overall. That is the time period for that. As we work way over into the evening of the 7th, the thing is supposed to strengthen a bit, getting up to 80 sustained with gusts up to 100. And right there at the landfall point, it is even a little bit stronger there, up into the kind of the near mid-level, upper-level hurricane, Category 1, I should say. Kind of near mid-upper level Category 1 hurricane. Sustained winds of 85 with gusts up to 105. That's right at landfall. Now, landfall is going to be pretty early. It does look like South Texas is going to be the area of landfall, unfortunately. So, with all that being said, we are going to need to be monitoring this. And if you're out there in Texas, I want you guys to start preparing for this out there. Like I was saying, you know, out there by those coasts. Definitely be watching the storm here overall. The cone has shifted a little bit to the east, as you can see, including Louisiana. Basically, at this point in time, yeah, we are expecting the storm to make landfall out there in Texas overall, but it is going to start to steer its way up here to the northeast as it goes into Texas. So that's something that we're kind of watching. But yeah, regardless of landfall, yeah, it's pretty much pinpointed at this point in time that, you know, we're going to have landfall somewhere mostly in that category, or that territory, I should say. So that is just something that we need to, that's something that we need to be watching out there for. So let's go ahead and hop over to the models. We're going to take a look at the hurricane models. Actually, first of all, I want to look at the spaghetti charts. So let's go ahead and hop over here to the main, the full screen. Now, I forgot to update this. By the way, it's not a Category 2. Let me go ahead and update that real quickly. She is a Cat 0. Or tropical storm. I don't even know if TS will work on there. Let's just do T. Yeah, that should be good for like tropical storm, and then we'll do the latest pressure and stuff like that. So the latest pressure and everything on the storm right now is 986 millibars with sustained winds of 70. So let's go ahead and knock that down to 70. And let's see here. What did I say it was? 986 millibars. Perfect. So there we go. So now you got the updated version there. So yeah, like I said, it's a tropical storm right now. She is no longer a hurricane. We are expecting a good amount of rainfall. This is actually the official projections from the Hurricane Center regarding the rainfall and all that fun stuff. Let me go and bring up my pin here for everybody so we can actually see what I am drawing on my screen wherever my pin goes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah. So like I was saying, though, we are seeing ourselves out there towards Brownsville, so basically South Texas, just south of Corpus Christi. We could be seeing anywhere from 6 to 8 inches regarding rainfall. That is a lot of rain, obviously. That will be definitely very impactful out there towards the areas in South Texas. Also, like I said, northeastern coastal, very, very far northeastern coastal Mexico. So across those orange colors there, we are expecting essentially right around 8 to 12, 6 to 8 inches. I was reading that wrong. 6 to 8 inches overall of rainfall, which is still a lot of rain there overall. What's up, Calvin? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Chef? Or Chief, sorry. I thought that was Chef for a second. What's up, Chief? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Annie? What's up, Sam? Let's see here. My 4th of July was good, man. Hope yours was good as well. Anyone seeing the northern track, of Beryl? It's not. It is a little bit north of the cone, but the overall steering current is going to take it in the path of the cone where it projects. Is Beryl getting stronger than it was forecast because of how warm the Gulf waters is? Well, it hasn't really crossed into the Gulf waters yet, Calvin. Right now, it's literally over the Yucatan Peninsula. Here, let me hop you back here so you can see what we're dealing with right now. So this is Beryl. We're going to go and actually hop down to infrared so it's a little easier for you to see. There you go. So there's infrared. Now, what? Who was it? I think it was... Whispers, yeah, Whispers. What Whispers was saying here is that that central low is right somewhere right in here. It's just on that northern side of that cone. But like I said, the steering currents is going to be taking that thing out to towards the northwest. But yeah, no. Regarding the Gulf waters, like I said, yeah, we do have some warm Gulf waters for one. Remember, though, it's not just Gulf waters what contributes to strengthening of tropical cyclones. You also need moisture supply. You also need, like I said, first of all, a lot of moisture. You need a lack of wind shear. You don't need any winds, pushing at the storm because that'll allow it to weaken. Now, yeah, like I said, this thing's going to be crossing off back into the waters here by basically this evening. She's already almost... like I said, she's already almost done going through the Yucatan overall. Let's see. It's going to hit Galveston. Icons, only model close-up, tracking Beryl correctly. Here, let me show you this. The spaghetti models, that's what I was wanting to get into. So the spaghetti models, they actually do show the majority... of those spaghetti models has this thing landing its way out there towards basically, like I said, yeah, South Texas overall. Let me go ahead and bring up our towns here on my other screen real quickly, and then we'll hop on over here. So yeah, so it does look like a landfall possibly near Corpus Christi according to the latest spaghetti model plots here. So right in here, obviously we have that one model that goes farther to the east overall. But the majority of the model runs has this thing kind of impacting out there, kind of near that little bend out there towards Corpus Christi. That would probably be the best, the best guess as of where the center of the storm would go as of now. But yeah, that does seem like a good possibility before, scattering, slightly moving to the northeast. Once it gets its way into the interior portions of the U.S. So. That's what the spaghetti has to show us here. Let me pull up the main models, and we'll take a look at a few of those. So let me go ahead and zoom out here. Okay, so whenever it comes to it, so obviously the GFS model, we're gonna hop to, first of all, we're gonna look at the HWRF actually. So the latest HWRF run shows this thing, going off here as a tropical storm, actually picking up some strength before it makes that landfall approach out there. Like I said, kind of near, if not a little south of Corpus Christi overall. We're going to really start to feel those bands possibly there for the morning of the 7th, but it's not going to be until like the morning of the 8th probably, according to this model, is whenever we're going to see that direct landfall occur before it just kind of falls apart and weakens as it moves inland. So yeah, HWRF has this thing impacting just south of Corpus Christi. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and bring up our HMON model. HMON's honestly not far behind it, but this does show a little bit more of a northerly movement, which would take this thing kind of out there near, right between Corpus Christi and Port Lavaca, I think it is, Lavaca. But yeah, so this one does go a little bit further north, but majority is out there near Corpus Christi, general area there. whenever it comes to it. So that's HMOM. HAFSA, this is another hurricane model. This one is kind of odd. This one really doesn't want this storm to pick back up into strength here. But it does have that landfall point being a little bit further north of areas out there in Corpus Christi, just north of Corpus Christi. Then, of course, lastly, we have the HAFSB, or out of the main hurricane models. This one agrees with the majority actually show of this thing making landfall right, like, over Corpus Christi. Yeah, Corpus Christi is right here. That little place right there, that's Corpus Christi. And according to the HAFSB model, it does show a storm making landfall as a hurricane, as a hurricane. So that is what we need to obviously be watching out there for. We need to continue watching the storm and how it could potentially strengthen as it works its way to the northwest. Now, one thing I've been watching really since yesterday is the potential of some dry air getting up into that storm. That's the only concern I really have as of right now. As you can see, so there's the main low. So that's the main system there. So we have all this brown and tan down here. This is showing that there is some dry air. Low humidity, very, very low humidity through our atmosphere. So what that could essentially do is, really offset some of that convection, preventing that storm from really, like I said, from overall, kicking up in stronger activity and stuff. So obviously, with all that dry air being potentially infiltrated into the storm there, that could be a bit of a problem. Now a lot of the models do actually pick up on that overall. If we take a look here back at like the HWRF model, you can actually see that there's a little bit of dry air in that southeastern quadrant as we pull back into the Gulf. That does seem to be a bit of an issue, but according to these models, it looks like it gets back into some pretty decent, adequate moisture by the time it does, work its way out there towards Texas's coast. Yeah, according to HWRF, this model is a little aggressive in terms of the storm here, but but like I said, we'll just have to monitor this. Once again, this is kind of the worst case scenario models, I believe, overall. Let's see. Yeah, this is not going to make landfall in Mississippi. I'll tell you that one for sure. Louisiana, the cone does include portions of Louisiana, but that's for the later picture. It's going to make landfall in Texas. Either kind of south central Texas, or there's still a little bit of a possibility it could make landfall up in the northeastern side of coastal Mexico. It's possible. We're not entirely too sure yet on that, but we're starting to think that it might come out there near Corpus Christi, from what the models have been trending recently. Now let's take a look at another. Let's look at the main GFS model. So this is the American GFS. Now the GFS really shows all that dry air getting up its way up into that storm. Like I said, that would be a big problem, big problem for the storm in general. Because, like I said, obviously storms, tropical systems, they don't do very well with dry air, because all that convection is going to be on the northwestern side. You're barely going to have any storm development in this brown area because of more drier conditions, and because of that will kind of limit how much it can get its structure organized. You basically need moisture all throughout the center of that cyclone, and whenever you have a lot of dry air on it, it will really help prevent that from becoming really organized. Now, the GFS does kind of pull through. It does show it, making landfall in the same area like these other models have been talking about, out there towards like the areas near Corpus Christi and, just some of the areas nearby in that little cove there of Texas. I'm sure there's a name for it, but yeah, so it does go through that little area there. And of course, as it rolls its way through Texas, it just dies because, well, it's being taken out of, it is being taken out of the waters essentially overall. So that is a little bit of a problem. That is a little bit of a problem whenever it comes to this system in general. Is the potential for that that dry air. Is there a tornado or is there a threat for tornadoes from Beryl? So there will likely be a tornado threat out there from Beryl. So there's something we call cyclone-induced tornadoes. So cyclone-induced tornadoes basically is where you have, that right-hand quadrant. So basically the whole right-hand side of a tropical or non-tropical low. That's where you have your strongest winds. That's also where you have your greatest amounts of instability. So mixing up your instability and your strongest winds on the right-hand side of a system, that will, give you potential, once it digs its way in the land, that'll give a potential for some tornadoes, which it's very frequent, very common with tropical cyclones and even non-tropical lows. There will be potential for some, cyclone-induced tornadic activity due to increased wind shear as well as, decent amounts of instability. So, let's do one last look at. Well, actually, we'll do one more look here at the ECMWF. Actually, we'll the first look at the ECMWF, but the last look at the models for now. So yeah, like I was saying, this model as well does have the storm kind of battling some really dry air. It seems like that's a common placeholder here between the models. That south side of the storm is going to have a bit of a dry air concern. As it works its way up here into the Gulf. So, like I said, meanwhile, while yes, the waters are very warm in the Gulf, there's a lot of dry air that's being pulled into the storm, which will actually, kind of stunt its growth and kind of, hurt it from further development. But according to some models here, it looks like it will have just enough moisture to still strengthen as it works its way into the areas out there towards, Texas overall. Now, European model does show, the system here maybe in the upper 980 millibar range, which, probably could be right around like, could be right around upper cat, or sorry, lower cat 1 upper tropical storm according to this model here. See, I bet you 100 it doesn't landfall in Mexico. I don't think it will either, honestly. That does seem to be more of a, kind of more of an outcast. Doesn't seem quite as likely anymore as that that Mexico will be impacted. It definitely does seem like it will make a landfall in Texas at this point. So, yeah, she's aimed at Texas. She's aimed at Texas. And let me go back to GFS here real quickly. I'm actually going to zoom out to the Western Atlantic because I want to look at wind shear. Let's do upper dynamics. We'll pull up our wind shear. So, with this system, we do have. It looks like it might be battling a little bit of wind shear, especially once it gets inland, as you can see. So not only is the inland process going to really destroy that storm, not only going to weaken because it's pulling out of waters, but it's also going to weaken because there's likely going to be a strong jet of winds pushing up against it. There might be a little bit of winds on the left-hand side of the storm, but otherwise that shouldn't be as much of an issue as the moisture probably will be. Let's see here. What's up, Jalen? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Hi? Hope you're doing good. Let's see, look at Kentucky. Well, there ain't a whole lot tropical going on in Kentucky. I can tell you that one. We have had some storms out there, but yeah, there's no severe weather right now going on out there in Kentucky. Right now, it's pretty clear. We got a couple severe warnings right now up there in like the Western Carolinas and one in Northeast Georgia. Plus, we got one out there in like Southwest Virginia and portions of Virginia. I think it's making its own shear. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that western side there is probably going to be part of that venting or that upper level stuff. Yeah, but once it works its way into Texas, though, that's like I said, that's whenever it's gonna battle some wind shear. But at that point, like I said, it'll already be out of water. So it's like. Let's see here. No, this is, so this is not going to make landfall in Mississippi. This is going to make landfall way to the west of Mississippi. As you can see on the latest cone, the system here could curve, maybe a bit to the north once it makes landfall. And then after that, it'll probably just continue rolling to the northeast. So Mississippi, probably won't have hardly, if any, impacts from this system. Overall, yeah, it's mostly Texas that really needs to watch out for this here. Mostly Texas. Let's see here. Yep, so that center low is almost out of water now, y'all. So that I think the low is right here. I think that little central low is right in that little area there. So yeah, this thing's literally about to cross back into the waters. Overall, so that'll be good for the storm, but bad for anything else. Chances of Corpus Christi landfall, I think it's a possibility. I do. Corpus Christi is kind of, just slightly under the middle point there, but it does seem like a lot of the models do want this thing to be coming right there near Corpus Christi. So honestly, I wouldn't rule out that potential. I mean, because it has it all in that little cove area there, that little bend. So that's where the models seem to be really agreeing on, both spaghetti and just your normal hurricane models like HWRF, HMON, GFS, ECMWF, HAFS, A and B. Those models we all looked at there. Like I said, those models that we looked at there is kind of the overall picture what all the models typically are saying. So that there's a bit of agreement with that. So that's that. No less than Cat 2, I'll say Cat 3 landfall. I mean, I don't know about that far, but I do say that maybe there towards the end, it could pick up a little bit of strength. Who knows? I mean, obviously, we're still kind of wanting to see what happens with the storm, how good of shape it is, and all that. We still want to monitor that dry air coming in from the south too. That could really be a problem for that storm overall. So, while I'd say Cat 2 can't be ruled out completely, I wouldn't say Cat 3 personally, at least as of now. From the guidance that I have, it does look like an upper mid-level Cat 1 upon landfall seems quite possible. I mean, 10 mile an hour more, it would be like right in low in Cat 2 strength. So that's why I think that's theoretically possible, because this storm here, as it rolls into those waters, it will definitely have potential of, or it will be re-strengthening. Yes, we do know that, but like I said, to what magnitude though? So, but as of now, we're sticking Cat 1. Let's see here. How about Greenville? I'm not sure where Greenville is at, my friend. Yeah, Greenville, like I said, if they're basically on that central southern coast of Texas, that's where the main things are going to be felt. Tropical storm conditions, could work its way up towards San Antonio. According to the latest Hurricane Center guidance here, it looks like we could get maybe a little bit of tropical storm activity out there. We'll have to see. But at that time, those winds are going to be very much depleted as that system rolls through. Let's see. But yeah, that little bend there, that's where likely the heaviest of the impacts are going to be. So they do already have flash flooding. Let's see here. So our days 1 through 5 excessive rainfall outlook. So they already do have flooding being a big concern. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see there for a lot of southern Texas. So out there by Houston, San Antonio, Brownsville, Corpus Christi, obviously. Let's see, Loretto, I think it is. All those areas in that yellow, there's at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles of a given area. So flooding will be quite possible across the yellow. It's also possible across the green, just at least 5% chance, really low odds. But yeah, so yeah, flooding will be a concern out there. Like I was mentioning here, y'all, there's going to be a good amount of rain, out there. Actually, this just updated. This literally just updated here. That's good. So yeah, we just got a new update on the rainfall totals. So you can actually see here out there towards the eastern side of Texas, most areas could see at least 4 to 6 inches, with some localized heavier spots of 6 to 8 possible. Corpus Christi's in 6 to 8. Houston's around 4 to 6 inches. See, San Antonio is about 2 to 4. Waco's 2 to 4. Dallas 1 to 2. Brownsville 2 to 4 as of right now. So that is the latest with the rainfall and all that stuff. Let's see here. Won't be a huge deal because they've been having a drought. Yeah, there's a lot of places that do need the rain here, but like I've said before, if you introduce a lot of rain at one point in time, like say if there's an area that needs rain, you got to remember that the ground is dry, so it can't absorb so much water at one point because it basically pours up and it clogs. So that'll be more of a flooding concern. I think that flooding risk will go up. But yeah, no, it'll be good for them regarding water. They need it, but like I said, it too much water given at one point is a problem, no matter if you're in a drought or not. So that is one of the things I'm a little concerned about. What are the chances of this thing? Cat 2 or Cat 3? Cat 3, I don't, as of now, I don't think that's really possible. I mean, there's a couple crazy models like HWRF that shows that being possible. I would say a Category 2 maximum as of now, from what I've been seeing off the models. You know, I'm still sticking at Cat 1 though. You know, maybe upper level Category 1 upon landfall, but you know, there's just so many so many factors with its landfall and its progression through the Gulf. You know, unlike unlike in the beginning of the system where we covered, you know, just before the just before the Lesser Antilles, there was almost perfect conditions there. You know, there was no wind shear, there was warm water, there was a plentiful amount of moisture, and the thing strengthened quickly. You know, that makes sense, you know, rapid strengthening. But the problem here, like I was saying, though, is, you know, there's not much wind shear, which is good, but there's a lot of dry air down here, and that's just going to be sucked its way up into that storm, which that's going to allow for it to really kind of struggle, I think. You know, it's going to allow it to essentially struggle as it pushes in the Gulf. But the waters are warm. There's not much wind shear, but overall, that'll be bit of an issue for Beryl there. Am I studying meteorology? I've been studying meteorology for at least 8 years. I have taken some classes in meteorology, but college is just too expensive for one, to be honest with you. But no, I've been studying this since like 2016. You know, by books and internet and meteorologists, and just I've also had a lot of experience with these past systems. This is where I actually started. I started with the tropics, believe it or not. Then I worked my way in the severe weather and all that fun stuff. Local news in Houston says never let your guard down because the shift in track. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. You know, given the fact here that, you know, Houston is still in the cone of uncertainty overall. So, you know, whenever it comes to it here, I don't think it'll make landfall. I think it'll be south of that overall. I look like I'm 18. I'm actually 22. I was born in 2002. Let's see here. Okay, Samuel, I'll look at that real quickly for you, man. Let's see. 75402. Okay, no, okay, yeah. So, dude, yeah, this place is really far inland for one. Not to mention, it's gonna be way dead by the time it gets up there. So you're good. You're fine, man. Don't worry about it. The most you're gonna get is probably just some rain out of it. The winds will be mostly depleted by the time it gets to you. You know, because like I said, once you take those tropical cyclones out of water, not to mention the land interaction underneath them, really just kind of, you know, kills out those winds. I'm not saying it's not going to be, you know, any windy, but it's not going to be anything concerning by the time it gets to you. Annie says you're doing great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. Temperatures dropped a bit in Dallas. Gotcha. Must be nice. Let's see here. What about Beaumont? Not sure where Beaumont's at, but yeah, I'll pull this up for you too. It's good to be prepared, y'all. You know. But let me look. See, Beaumont, Texas. Yeah, so you're up on the far eastern side. So yeah, the main part of the system is going to remain to your south. Landfall is, you know, likely going to be in these areas here. So there's a big question mark here regarding where landfall is going to be, but it looks like the models are starting to kind of pile on to landfall somewhere in here being most probable. See, I've been 26. I've had an interest in meteorology. Ended up being a high school chemistry teacher. Thinking more and more about jumping into the field. Yeah, you should. It's awesome. So the reason I didn't is because of funds. You know, college is just way too much nowadays, and you know, I've already been, you know, studying this on my free time ever since I was little. And I've had multiple years of experience tracking and forecasting tropical cyclones. So it's just like a kind of self-taught. Self-teaching can sometimes be very, very good because you develop a good mental model of how the atmosphere works. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. And I've had a lot of time to build that mental model. Into not only tropical cyclones, but also, like severe weather and stuff like that. Just basic meteorological phenomenons. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see here. Way my luck is this year, somehow make landfall in North Carolina. No, this is way... Dude, this is in the Gulf, man. Chances of it getting out there is 0. Literally 0. Let's see. Is this going to be felt in central Louisiana? Probably not. No, you might get...
warning has been issued.
Oh, that scared me to death. There's a tornado warning. We'll get to that in a second. But there is... and you might get a little bit of rain out of it. Let me pull this up here. This is the latest rainfall projections. You can see that depends on where you're at in central side. But, most of central Louisiana has about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Some of the western sides near Shreveport could see maybe 4, or sorry, Shreveport could see 4 to 6. I've always said Shreveport for some reason. Shreveport, yeah, 4 to 6. Local higher amounts possible. Some of the heaviest rainfall out there is going to be felt mostly throughout like eastern Texas. Whenever we get closer to the point of landfall, we're gonna know a lot more about it overall. Let's see. But yeah, just a little bit of rain is possible. If you change your mind, lots of resources at SPC College. One current meteorologist there. So the history. Yeah, another thing is competition. There's only so many weather forecast offices. I wouldn't want to be a TV meteorologist. I'd want to be a weather service employee if I did. But one of the things is, my friend. One of the things is that. By me doing this throughout YouTube, it's a more broader audience than if I was just working for one position at the Weather Service, right? Meanwhile, I cover the whole U.S. rather than one specific CWA, county warning area. So instead of one area, I cover the whole U.S., which is more broader spectrum, and I can help out more regions at a time. So it's just, this is another reason why I like doing YouTube too. In terms of that. But anyways, back over to the rain. But yeah, like I said, a lot of rain out there in the central, kind of east central, I should say. East central and eastern sides here of Texas, some spots of 6 to 8 inches possible. Overall, Corpus Christi, 6 to 8 possible. Yeah, good amount of rain. Once again, they do have a flash flooding outlook there throughout the next 1 to 5 days, extended or excessive rainfall outlook. We do got ourselves... like I said, the slight risk out there going all the way through even Louisiana, yeah, southern Arkansas. They just updated these graphics too, so you're welcome, Kimberly, no problem. Let's see. I had the same interest. I remember watching the Weather Channel age 9. Oh yeah, I did too. Let's see. Oh yeah, hurricane season. I would really watch the Weather Channel during winter, back when I lived in Virginia. Let's see. No, this is not even going to be anything to compare to Katrina. I'll tell you that. Katrina was terrible. This is no. This system should be a breeze. Walk in the woods compared to Katrina. Not to mention, this is not even impacting the same areas as Katrina did. Let's see. We've been lucky to avoid direct hits with hurricanes since 2017. Yeah, we had Harvey out there. Now, Harvey is more northeastern towards like Houston. And the bad thing about that storm is it just sat there. It didn't move. This storm's going to still be moving. It's not going to sit there like Harvey did, which was terrible. Oh, yeah, that tornado warning. Let's see where that nadir warning is. It's in Michigan. Interesting. In Huron County. That's interesting. Yeah, let's take a second to look at that. Oh, it's way up there. Look at that. That's up there towards Port Hope area. Velocity, it's a little iffy. We don't have much radar coverage out there. Our radar's really far south, so. Did anyone report anything on that? Ah, that's what did it. Yeah, weather spotters reported funnel cloud. Okay. I was about to say, you have a solid report on that. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, because we're scanning upper levels about 8,000 feet aloft, so you know, we're scanning pretty high. Anyways, yeah, that's that. So make sure you're in your shelter out there towards that area. Let's see. What's up, Andy? Hope you're doing good, man. Haven't seen you in a bit. Let's see. Samuel says my family in Greenville. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, y'all. Let's go and hop on back over here to spaghetti models. We're gonna take a look at the latest spaghettis for the people just joining. Like I said, we got some pretty interesting information with that latest run that just came through. So this is the latest and greatest spaghetti model run. So like I was explaining, and like I was saying earlier, whenever we looked at this the first time, a lot of you guys probably weren't even here during that point. But for the new people, this is the latest spaghetti models, and you can actually see they've really aimed for that little bay area there, or that little curve, that little bend, I should say. So for the bend down there, that's out there by Corpus Christi, it does look like a lot of models are pointing towards Corpus Christi regarding landfall. So. With that being said, in the latest guidance, you know, from all of this, with all the, you know, the latest guidance and stuff like that we're seeing, like I said, if you're out there nearby, make sure that you prepare for this. You know, at this point in time, you know, we're about 3 days away in terms of landfall, so we're about 3 days away. Okay, 72 hours out there is whenever most of the models have this thing slamming up against, you know, the side here of Texas. So. I want you to prepare. I want you, obviously, to, you know, have food and water. You know, obviously, I want you to have everything, everything ready to go. You got a couple days to prepare, so you know it's not urgent. Like I said, obviously, it's not like a super urgent thing. You still got a couple days, so you don't have to get up right now and do it. No, just make sure it's done at least before 24 hours before the storm hits. But obviously, yeah, the earlier the better. Early bird gets the worm. And so obviously, with that being said, you know your chances are greater if you do those things quicker than others. That way, it ensures you that there is still some supply left, because you know supply and demand during a tropical cyclone is absolutely crazy. Supply is low and demand is high. So earlier you can get it, there's more supply, while the demand still hasn't been established yet. That makes sense. So. That is that's what I wanted to tell you guys out there. But yeah, honestly, at this point in time, you know, I would do that just really across the central and southern Texas coast. I mean, even up there, just shy of Houston. Houston, like I said, I'm not expecting a landfall. I think you guys are just going to be scraped by it. Still a good amount of rain, though. Still a good amount of rain, but you know, regarding winds and stuff like that, it won't be hurricane force, but it'll be still probably pretty gusty. I'd have to imagine. Have I ever been on the ground chasing tornadoes or hurricanes? I've seen 3 tornadoes in my life, or I've seen 1. Sorry, I've been in 3. 2 in Kentucky, 1 in Virginia. And hurricane-wise, last hurricane I was in was Nicole, back in 22, late 22, I think it was. I was down here in Florida when that happened. So, let's see. Thanks for checking that out. No problem. You're very welcome, my friend. You are very welcome. Let me check on something. Did we reach that? Oh, dude, we're close, y'all. Guys, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Leaving a like, it'd be greatly appreciated. We're getting real close to 26.9. We're actually only a few subscribers away from 26.9 K. So if y'all could, it would be much appreciated. Yeah, we're 2 off. We're 2 subscribers away, man, from reaching our 26.9, man. That's just crazy. So thank y'all. Appreciate your support. Before you know, we'll be at 27. Pretty crazy, man. So thank y'all. Let's see. Have I been... Oh, I've already read that one. Sorry. Is West Mississippi going to get rain? Oh, yeah. West Mississippi, you know, probably not a whole lot, honestly, but maybe a little bit. Yeah, you can see Mississippi there, maybe 1 to 2 inches in some areas. But, yeah, for the most part, a lot of that impact is going to be to your west. So, yeah, Mississippi should be pretty good. Let's see. Water, batteries, sandbags, first aid kits. Yeah, that's, you know, it's good to prepare early, of course. Rather prepare early than when it's right up on your doorstep. You don't want to wait last minute, is basically what we're trying to say. But I'm also trying to urgently tell you that, you know, while you do need to prepare for it and you do need to get things together, you don't need to do it right at this moment. But obviously, the earlier the better. But just make sure it's done before the storm gets there, you know, before 24 hours out. So, let's go ahead and look at the cone again. So, obviously, right now, storm is just kind of pulling away from the Yucatan. It's still over the Yucatan, but it's right on the edge tip here of that northern side. Central low is right in here. So, the thing is, as we progress our way off the coast, so by tomorrow morning, okay, so for the 6th, so tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Eastern, or Atlantic time, we are seeing the system here kind of still an upper-level tropical storm force. So we're talking 65 sustained, so constant winds of 65 miles an hour, with gusts getting up to 75. So 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible out of that point. So then we work our way over into tomorrow evening. So right around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we're actually supposed to strengthen a little bit. 70-mile-an-hour sustained, with gusts up to 85 overall. But here's the thing, man. Once we get our way in the morning of the 7th, okay, morning of the 7th, so I want you guys to be ready by the 7th, okay? So for the morning of the 7th here, we are seeing, like I said, for the morning of the 7th, this is when it transitions back into hurricane strength with sustained winds here of 75 with gusts up to 90 overall. And then, of course, it's going to continue to strengthen as we approach the coast here for the evening of the 7th here, showing sustained at 80, lower in Cat 1, gusts up to 100, and at the point of landfall, 85 sustained with gusts up to 105. So you can kind of see where this thing is heading here. She's on a strengthening trend. But like I said, the only thing that I'm concerned about regarding the storm's strength per se is all that dry air. So let me show you back on the models here again, y'all. We're gonna hop back for people who haven't seen this yet. So let's do this. So this could come and help. This could come and help. Oop, wrong screen. Here, let me just do it over here. Okay. So here's the thing, man. So according to not just one model, but all the models, some take it a little more harsher than others. But if I take a look here at the moisture, right? So we work our way down in time. You notice how there's a bit of brown and tan color out there on the bottom right-hand side, the bottom. So that is dry air. Now, for tropical cyclones, there's really three main ingredients you need. You need, obviously, a lot of moisture, which is what we're looking at here. The bluish-green is showing moisture, high humidities throughout the atmosphere. The tan is showing low humidity, which is, you know, dry air, which is what storms don't want. For storms, you need a lot of moisture, obviously. And when you don't have a lot of moisture, then storms will have a hard time convecting, if they can even convect at all. So that'll kind of disorganize the storm, essentially, with all that dry air. But that's the concern I'm watching. But yeah, three main ingredients. You need the warm waters. Yeah, the Gulf has warm waters. We know that at this point in time. Yeah, the waters are supportive enough, for sure. But you can't solely base off of that alone. So like I said, moisture, that will be an issue. Wind shear is another thing. So strong winds in our atmosphere. That's not a part of the storm. Doesn't seem to be an issue either. So that's good for the storm's sake. The only thing I'm really watching, though, is that really dry air that could become a problem overall. So, so I thought Beryl was strong. Oh, Beryl was very strong. This thing was a Cat 5 at one point. Right now, she ain't too strong because she just made landfall in the Yucatan as a Cat 1, but she's still an upper tropical storm, though, you know. So, you know, she's still a pretty strong system. Oh, did they just update the cone? Heyo, what? Oh, we just got a new update, you guys. Look at that. The cone updated. Looks like it went a little north. Holy cow. Let me check up on the NHC here real quickly. You have hold on a minute. 4 o'clock update here. Hurricane storm surge watches. Hold on a minute, y'all. Issued for the western Gulf Coast. That's a new update for the 4 p.m. Central Time update. So pressure is now at 989. Here, let me do this real quickly. We'll go full screen so you guys can see this. This is brand new information, y'all, coming in from the Hurricane Center. So yeah, she's down to 65 sustained now instead of 70. So let's update on the graphic here. 65. Also, let's see. Wow, that pressure is really going up though. 989. Goodness. Yep, 999 and the 65 sustained. She's still an upper level tropical storm though. But let's see what they. Hopefully those new graphics will come out soon. That's interesting. Yeah, so it looks like the storm cone went up a little bit. Yeah. All right, we'll give that a few minutes and we'll look at it. Wind shear doesn't help the storm vertical stack itself. Yeah, so I always think of a hurricane as like a plate of pancakes. So basically they have these layers, right? And if your winds are pushing too strong, some of your pancakes are going to be off on the side, and you don't want that. You want your pancakes to be perfectly vertical. Tropical storms are the same way. They like their vertical stackness. Whenever you got winds, you don't want those pancakes falling over, man. That's the problem. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll get that new update soon. New cone. Oh, there it is. Oh, buddy. Yeah, would you look at that? Hurricane watch is issued for, let's see, out there. Yeah, Corpus Christi's under hurricane watches now. So yeah, that pink you see there for the southern coast, central coastal Texas and southern coastal Texas there. That is, in the pink there, that is hurricane watches in effect. I'm hoping here soon we'll get some more information on the path of it, because it hasn't updated the path yet on my other program. So, well, there you go. Also, storm surge watches were issued. I don't think there's any graphics yet on storm surge. We'll probably get those here soon. But yeah, surges will be an issue. Obviously with the storm as it rolls through. So that will be an issue. Oh. Hey yo. What's all that? Wait, hold on a minute. What's all this about? Beryl. So those are hurricane watches. There's more than that. It's just taking a minute to upload on this program here. But yeah, you can see the new cone. Ignore the center path here. The new cone now includes pretty much all of coastal Texas now, possible for landfall. But like I was saying though, it seems like the models are having it go up right the middle. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that plays out. But certainly interesting. And we'll do another update on this for you guys tonight. For later on this evening, we'll go live again for you all to do some more coverage. Probably around 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. So we'll do that for you. Previous track, yep. So she's pulling off of the Yucatan now. But yeah, we finally got some hurricane watches in effect for central and southern coastal Texas. Also just a little sliver there of like northeastern Mexico's coast there too. So. Oh, there we go. Hey! There we go. Got our surge map up. Okay, Corpus Christi Bay, 3 to 5 foot of storm surge. Let's see, Matagorda. Sorry. Yeah, Matagorda Bay could see 3 to 5 as well. So between Rio Grande, mouth of the Rio Grande, down there near Brownsville coast, near like South Padre Island, and some of those areas out there. From there to Baffin Bay could see 2 to 4 foot of surges. So right now it looks like 3 to 5 foot of storm surge out there on the coast. So nothing. Obviously, yeah, it's still concerning, but remember it's a Cat 1, so kind of still in the low end of things. But still, it could be an issue. From my experience here in North Carolina, when hurricane watches get issued, people panic like wildfire. Oh yeah, I mean, it's understandable. Any tropical system or tropical warning or watch is concerning. Yeah. Let's see here. What's up, Amanda? Saying new follower from Central Oklahoma. Hope this brings us rain here in Central Oklahoma. Well, thank you, Amanda. Appreciate it. Welcome. So Oklahoma, the map barely goes up here. Here, I'll hop you back. The map barely goes up, but Oklahoma will probably see at least a couple of inches. Yeah, you can see there for kind of the east central side, 1 to 2 inches possible. 2 to 4 up there in the dark green. So yeah, Oklahoma could see maybe a little bit of rain out of this, but I wouldn't trust these rainfall maps until we really get like closer to the event, because especially with it dealing with all that dry air and all that stuff it's going to run into, it's going to have a lot of problems regarding moisture. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll see Cat 1 strength. Yeah, I hope so. I think maximum this thing could be is probably a low-end Cat 2 upon landfall, but I don't think anything higher than that. We'll see. Definitely keep an eye on it. All right, y'all. Well, I got to head off here for now. I got to go eat and stuff like that. But like I said, I'll do another live stream for you guys tonight. We'll go live at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central. So go ahead and, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and turn on those notifications. That way you guys can be alerted whenever I do go live. But alrighty, y'all. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, that's it. We are expecting gradual development as we do get closer to Texas. Once again, hurricane watches were just issued for southern and central coastal Texas. Obviously, start preparing out there. Once you get those watches, definitely that's when you want to start preparing overall. But alrighty, guys. Once again, thanks for joining. We'll see y'all later on tonight. You guys take care. And once again, on your way out, consider leaving a like. Greatly appreciated. Maybe subscribing too. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll catch y'all later on. See you later, guys.